All right. Well, before we get into the X-Men discussion, and Wolverine discussion, I've got to ask you,
yes,
what went wrong? Why are Marvel movies so bad right now? And I kind of want to pull the woke argument off the table. We talk about it a lot. We've certainly that's been discussed ad nauseum on the internet.
Yes.
But what is it about the storytelling coming out of Marvel Studios that has waned over the last few years since basically Endgame, compared to all the films leading up to Endgame?
Well, I think it goes back to a little bit of what I was saying earlier, where they found a storytelling beats that worked. They're like, oh, we have this model, it works, people like it, we're making $1 bajillion, and humans unfortunately are inherently lazy. And so if you have something that's working and making money, then it doesn't really force you to do anything different. And so they kind of got locked into this like same movie, making the same movie over and over and over again with the same storyline and same beats. And so now though, they're seeing that like, okay, we can't just do a plug and play with these. And, people are bored with it. It is stale. And so they really need to stop being lazy and come up with new stories and do new things, and also hiring people that like have a vision for this character, for a story. And then also just going back to the source material. Like, you have so much fantastic source material. Go back, mine the source material, adapt it, just do what the good thing that everybody liked, and just adapt it in a way without putting it into your little cookie cutter nonsense bullshit thing that you are too lazy to change.
Yeah, there are iconic stories, and it's like, why do you not just go to those and tell those?
And on top of that, I feel like when they did Endgame, I feel like they should have taken a few years off and just stopped everything, chilled the fuck out, take a breath, take a moment, and then figure out like, okay, what's the next thing that we're doing? Like, where are we going with this? And so, because I felt like they were just like, okay, we made $1 bajillion and we got to keep this going and we can't stop, but we don't really know what we're doing. And we're kind of like, but we can't stop. We have to keep making money. And because of that, they've, like I said, lost the plot. Like, they've lost the thread. They don't know where they're at anymore. They don't know what they're doing. So it's, if they had taken a moment to like, let's all have a meeting, take a breath, figure out what our big plot line is, go from there, plot this out, plan it a little bit better. That would have been good. Because I thought when they started doing, like, they did the WandaVision thing and the Loki thing, and I'm like, oh, we're getting into multiverse stuff. But then none of the multiverse stuff was connected. And then the Spider-Man multiverse stuff, none of it was interconnected. I was like, wait a minute. You're doing multiverses, but everyone has their own different multiverse, and it comes from different sources of, like, what? I thought this was going to be all an interconnected thing like the last time. Yeah. So that was like, whoa, you guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. Oh, shit.
Well, I'll say that for me, the biggest problem is that from when you go from the very beginning to where we are now, there's a huge tonal shift in the storytelling. I mean, if you think about it, you start with Iron Man. It was a rich billionaire who built himself a suit. And the stories were just very grounded. And yes, there were superhero elements. You could throw Hulk in there, but the stories were very grounded. It stayed on Earth. And when you get into Captain America, when you get into Civil War and Winter Soldier, the tone of it was still very real. It was like, this could happen today, even though, again, except for the superhero stuff. And it just, even Thor was grounded in terms of the storytelling was very serious. And it really, it seemed like what happened was when James Gunn did Guardians of the Galaxy, he brought a very light tone to it. But I'll defend it by saying, but he was dealing with outer space. He wasn't dealing with the events happening on Earth. He was dealing with events happening out there. And so you could kind of say, outside of Earth, when you go to other planets and things, everyone's weird. Everyone's crazy. Everyone's
totally wacky. Cosmic Marvel's always been goofy. Like, it's always been a little goofy for sure.
Yeah. But when the story stayed on Earth, it was deadly serious. Even Black, to some degree, ending with Black Panther, it was grounded. And I feel like now we've taken the James Gunn tone to Marvel.
Yeah.
Where everything has to be a joke, where we have to have jokes throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
You know, the Marvels, tonally, it was like, you know, we're taking what should be grounded Earth superheroes,
Yeah.
putting them into this wacky, hey, here's a planet where everyone sings.
Yeah.
Where life
Totally.
is.
Well, in that movie, I was like, is this a movie or a television show? It was neither. It felt like both like a television show, like an extended episode of a Marvel TV thing, more than a movie, which was really odd to me. Like, I was just like, ugh, I don't like this.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know what this is.
I mean, it just seems like that after Endgame, the executives, you know, they just took the idea that comic books are weird and for kids, and you know, and they just I don't know. I don't think they trust being able to tell a story that's grounded, that's serious anymore.
Well, I was also really shocked when they did Moon Knight, and I was really looking forward to Moon Knight because I'm a big fan of that character. And then, you know, I thought we were going to get down to a more serious, like street level, like he's a street level guy. Like he's not like, I'm going to save the universe. And then they made him save the world. And I was like, oh no, like just make him a weird schizophrenic guy. Like, we don't need to do this.
I know. I mean, Ant-Man didn't save the world, the first Ant-Man movie.
Right.
You know, it was totally a corporate intrigue, story of corporate intrigue.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess this, the question is, you know, do you feel like they've gone down the wrong path? And is there any way to turn the ship around?
I don't know. I mean, I think like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they can turn this ship around, especially with like the live action stuff. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Deadpool movie that's coming out.
Well, that's not going to be serious at all in any way.
Well, no. That's going to be, but that is new territory for Disney. Is like kind of an R-rated, like shocking thing, and I think that's going to do really well for them. So we'll see if they like money enough to keep doing stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. They're in a pickle. I don't know how they're going to get out of this pickle. They kind of fucked themselves a little bit.
Yeah. So let me tell you what happened at CinemaCon.
Okay.
First, I let my dog out of the room.
Yeah, let him out.
Okay. So at CinemaCon, we got kind of a taste of Captain America's New World Order. Mm-hmm. So Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson is Captain America, and yes. And I guess if I'm not mistaken, I think it's President Thunderbolt Ross, played by Harrison Ford.
Okay.
He's definitely an elected figure. I'm guessing it's the president. He could be like a powerful senator, but either way, and he tells Sam that, you know, that he's been wrong all this time, and that he wants Sam to reform the Avengers. And then before, and just as he mentions that, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
And I remember that in the introduction of Captain America, Kevin Feige comes out and says, "Hey, remember Captain America: Civil War?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how it was a story of political intrigue? Well, we're doing that again, and that's Captain America." Strange New World or New World Order.
Yeah. I don't think Anthony Mackie has the riz though to like, because that's the thing is like you had Chris, what's his name? There's too many friggin' Chris's. Chris Evans, and like Chris Evans just had like so much riz as Captain America. Like it was just like that's America's ass. Mm-hmm. And you know, no disrespect to Sam Wilson or Anthony Mackie, but it's just like he doesn't have the riz, man. Like it's not the same. I don't know if he can carry that sort of business.
Yeah, I mean, were you reading the comics when Sam took over Captain America?
I've never fucked with Avengers comics. I've been very like bored with them. Not bored, I don't know. I just not. I'm here for the mutant plight. Okay, I'm a mutant. That's who I stand with.
Yeah, because I remember I read one issue and I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know. I just hated the fact that even in the comic books they got rid of Steve Rogers. They made him an old man, and then they gave Sam Wilson the shield, and it was, I don't know, it was like there was something about Captain America being America, standing up for this country, and they kind of strayed away from it, and not to say that Sam Wilson isn't American, but I don't understand the direction they were headed with it. And I don't necessarily understand the direction where they're going with this one.
Yeah. No.
And, and Captain America is Captain America.
And also, like, Chris Evans' tits. You know what I mean? Like, they were showing him off. Like, there's like, I was like, yes. Like, when he was like holding that helicopter and his biceps and shit, I was like, it's so hot, and like we need that back. I don't know. I need some of that. I'd give you some of that, please.
Yeah. Plus, we also forget that Steve Rogers was a super soldier. The thing I was looking at throughout the footage they showed us of the new Captain America is Sam Wilson gonna do something that Sam Wilson couldn't do, that he's gonna get some burst of strength that he never had, because look, Sam Wilson is just a guy. A guy with wings. Yes, he can work out. He can practice with that shield.
Okay. Not as interesting, but okay. He's just a guy. What?
And there was one moment where he did something that only Steve Rogers could do, and I'm like, I hope they just made a mistake. Because it would be like, if you're going to do this, you've got to make Sam Wilson just a guy. A guy like you and me, and then figuring out from there. He cannot be. You just can't magically give him Steve Rogers powers.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I just think they don't. They need to find some other characters. Like, find some new characters. Like, let's move on. You've got so many other characters.
Yeah, I mean, what, DC, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. The Marvel is Captain America, Hulk, and Iron Man. And that's just it. It's like, just because you made a side character in the comic books recently doesn't mean that we want a movie about them.
Dude, like, give me some fucking. Oh, never mind. That's DC. I was about to say, give me some Swamp Thing. That's totally DC. That'd be sick, though.
Man Thing is what you want.
No, I don't know. Nobody wants Man Thing. That's not the good one.
Okay.